I have a new obsession. Actually, I've been obsessing about it for a while now, and it's called the Staffordshire Dogs. So people who don't live in the UK or are not aware, I actually have a cart here. Essentially, it's these guys. I'm going to show some better pictures now up on the screen, but essentially they are ceramic figures that were kind of popularized in the late mid 1800s to 1900s, especially popular during the Victorian era because of Victoria's dog, I think. They're predominantly spaniels, and they are figurines that sit on your mantelpiece, and that would symbolize loyalty amongst other things. And they are come in all sort of shapes and sizes and colors, and they just look really cool. The reason why we're here today is because I want to create my own version of it. So that's what we're going to do today, or at least begin the process of doing that. Okay, let's jump in. Also, really quickly, if you're new here, hello, my name is Mike, and I'm the person behind Studio Machos, and I make contemporary ceramics like this. But let's get back to the video. So normally with these kind of projects, I start with a sketch. Now, I'm not the best drawer, but we're going to give it a go anyway. I'm going to show you some stuff that I have here now. I kind of start with like just a basic silhouette of roughly the shape that we're working with, and this isn't too far away from what we have already. And I kind of try and put on a little bit of my signature work stuff, because a lot of my characters have these little round eyes, like this little bird character. So I'm going to go with the same for this dog one. And then initially I thought maybe I should do a different animal. Maybe I should do like a cat. So I designed up a cat character here as well. I do like it and might return to it, but I think part of me really is keen to still do the dog character. So I kind of landed on something that looks actually very similar to the original design, but I think that the proof is going to be in modeling this thing up. So let's say I roughly know the direction, what I want to go at. I'm just going to jump into Blender now. I start with very basic shapes. So I'm not an excellent modeler, so I literally block things out with literally blocks. So I start with just the body, which is really just like a three-parter, a bit for the head, the ears, and the nose, and then for back legs and front legs. And it literally looks like something out of Minecraft to begin with. And then I start adding the modifiers. So I think I use like a subsurface modifier. And then the other trick that I do often with my work, sorry, I don't want to get too technical, is I adjust the mean crease, which makes like an edge sharp. So these are kind of the variables to move around with, and essentially push and pull until I get to a point that I'm like roughly happy with the general shape of it all. I have to admit, the final result took me like 2 days. I think I came back to it this morning and I was like, okay, I think I need to like push and pull a little bit more. And I think I landed on something that I'm quite happy with. So once I did that, I sent it off to the printers, my tiny little printer in the back. You can kind of see it in the background. It's a Bamboo Lab A1 Mini. It's 160 pounds. Everyone should buy one. It's the most amazing thing. And I printed out the very first version of it. I'm going to show some footage of that now. And then we landed with this little character. Also mind these little tape marks. I often print in 2 parts. The reason for being is like if I sort of split it in half and print it in 2 parts, I don't need any supports, because I find supports gives me scarring for the object, whereas I get a much neater, nicer part of the process that I do. Anyway, really happy with this guy. Very cute. And I go small because it's, you know, when you're like in a painting class and you have to step all the way back to be like, oh yeah, that looks good. So I wanted to make some modifications. So I made the nose ever so slightly larger or longer, because it's a very flat face. It's a very flat face. And I printed out another version, and we have it here. This dude has a slightly better nose, sticks out a little bit more, not as flat. Yeah, and I love these guys. They look great. And they really look good as a pair. Obviously, the whole spiel about them is that they're mirrored. So like they kind of sit on either end of either bookcase or mantelpiece or whatever. And initial dogs are the same height. They almost look identical. They're just mirrored. But I really like the way they're looking. That one is a little bit smaller and the other one is a little bit bigger. It's much more like parent-child energy, which I'm quite digging. So I might stick to that, but we can revisit a little bit later on. But yeah, very happy how these turned out. The next thing to discuss is additional features. So a lot of the original designs have kind of like a a look in the collar as well as the chain, which I might explore as well, trying to come up with my own version, trying to think of like some sort of twist I could do, or do something completely different. So that's the next steps of exploring, and I might try to tie it together with some sort of narrative. So I'll keep you posted of this process. I think that's it for now, but join me again soon. Hopefully I can show you more of the progress very soon. Thanks for coming by. Bye.